Welcome back to our Crude project, everybody. I'm here with Ant and Kevin the 2 Cent, and as always, we have a great episode for you guys. And what's on the dock?
We're going to go over Trump's newest cabinet, some new plans he has. It's going to be over the next 4 years. And what did he say? Plan for a national emergency?
National emergency. Yep. And a lot more that we're going to dive into that you're going to want to stick around because we're dealing with, well, it seems like the Democrats are maybe not over with this whole shenanigans of theirs yet. You smell that?
Dark bark.
Oceanwood motion. Exotic executive.
Smells like success. Do you want a scent that'll hide your farts? Dark bark.
Do you want a scent that smells like a vacation you can't afford? Oceanwood motion.
Do you want a candle that'll hide the scent of your mistress? Exotic executive.
We told you we would do it. We've partnered with IllumineScents. We've created our own scents. Skip the FOMO. Buy our candles. We'll drop the link for you guys down below to check them out. If you guys got any value from the content, please like and subscribe. Let's dive in, buddy.
Yeah, so first I wanted to kind of discuss, this is very recent. Trump said he's going to have a planned national emergency for mass deportation. He's talked about this a lot, time and time again, and a lot of people are very familiar with his view on this and the border control as he had during his last presidency. And he's looking to really ratchet down on it again, especially with some of the cabinet members he picked, which we'll dive into. But this is going to be, like I said, a planned national emergency. I don't know how well this is going to go.
But so that got me thinking, is this going to involve like maybe an activation of the National Guard?
I can't imagine it couldn't.
Or
this is going to have military involvement with a mass
So I haven't heard the details of this plan, and that's what I'm curious about. Is he going to speak more on this?
He's going to have to. Probably when it gets closer to when he thinks he's actually going to make moves on this. But it kind of gives me it's giving off the feeling of value hiding kind of feel like, why are they going to do this? You can't just no. People, I 100% feel people are going to relate this to a, Holocaust event. Even though it's not going to be on the same level, but you know how people like to go way off the playing field.
I mean, they have been calling him,
right,
him the man
another
himself.
painter.
Yeah, another painter. So they have that's a huge criticism of Trump that they've had, and this might be another situation where they're really gonna start hammering away on Trump and saying, oh, see, he's
destroying lives.
Yeah.
He's a dictator. These other things, but the national security and everybody was okay with that whenever other events happen. But
I agree.
I think it's going to be a very
very
rough situation for everyone, honestly and truly.
Yes, but I think it's all going to depend. When you hear that national emergency for mass deportation, right? It immediately starts ringing bells and starts red flags everywhere. People start having wide eyes and maybe even panic mode type of thing.
Oh yeah.
But I think people need to stay calm about this and not overreact because we still need to know the details.
Yeah.
I think the details of this whole plan is going to make the difference. How they're going to execute this is going to be the difference maker.
Yeah.
If it's going to be a more gentle approach, then I think it'll be better.
Yeah. I don't think we should be violent, and I don't think that's going to be the first mean of action.
Yep.
And I think that's what people are going to jump to and put the accusation on. But I assume that they're not going to be gunpoint, just walking through the streets. Do you have an ID? Do you have an ID? were you born here? Where are your papers? Like, I don't think they're going to be like that.
No.
So I don't think that's going to be like the process, but I guarantee without a shadow of a doubt, news now outlets and other politicians are going to pinpoint that sort of ideology on the situation for the asylum seekers.
I agree.
And we had a plan in action prior of how people could come into the country legally, and evidently that was out the window. So now we're here. We don't have a choice.
I agree. But in light of that, we're jumping ahead. But since we're on this, I think it will make good sense to mention this now, that there are multiple states, Democratic states, and Democratic governors, I think, including California and Massachusetts being two of them, that they have already announced and made it clear, put out statements that they will not go along with Trump's plan to deport the illegal immigrants from their specific states. Now, that is a little bit concerning. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna just go against the president's orders, against the government's orders?
You know what that reminds me of? Texas. Remember when Texas was going against the Biden administration in stopping people from coming across? And everyone wanted to make fun of Texas. Yeah. Everyone was like, "Oh, look at Texas trying to go across. Texas out here going to get smashed by the U.S. government." But now people are like, now we're...
Yep, the roles
what's
have reversed.
different? There's nothing different. Now we have states that are going against the potential government's ideas, and now states are like, nope, we're not going to follow that. But now I'd like to see people, running them through the mud. But I know that's not going to be...
Mainstream media is still kind of the same. Like, they're still kind of run by the left, and they're going to do whatever they can to, like, not bash these certain Democratic states for their stance on immigration and everything. They're still going to protect it and make it seem like they're doing the democratic
due diligence, the needful.
I mean, they're already, like, CNN and MSNBC, these big ass news outlets are already cutting like half of the people off of their channels. They're doing mass layoffs. Yeah, I mean, they're doing mass layoffs of these people who are getting paid millions. Like, some of these people are like Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper gets paid a lot of millions. I think he gets paid like 20 million or something like that. Yeah, bro. So that they're laying off a lot of people who are getting paid a lot of money.
You know what? What's funny? Also with the whole states that are arguing against the potential deportation.
Yep.
Remember when New York and everybody was like, those were the safe states, and then people were just complaining because then they had the rise of violence. They had the rise of like certain government buildings and public places were overrun. Now all of a sudden these states are like, no, we're going to be a safe haven. Okay, we'll move everybody there, like they did, and everyone started complaining. Right. And then we had a horrible rise of crime in various ways, and murders were happening.
Yeah,
and these people were let go. All right, well, okay, you don't want, fine, we'll just push them all.
It's the hypocrisy that bothers me, bro.
It's so back and forth, and it's just like. They understand how wrong it is, and the fact that they're just like, they're acting like children.
They are.
But then, every time they're like, oh, well, the Republicans, they're acting like they were uneducated. No, you're acting like children now.
They're saying their argument about the whole, like, not wanting to deport the illegal people from the states, it doesn't make sense to me. And then when they're arguing and saying that it's so unconstitutional. Well, hold on a minute, because
the Constitution only amends those who are citizens.
Yeah, hold on, because how does that make sense? Where's the injustice in getting rid of the people who are illegals into our country that came in unvetted, and so many of them military-age people, right? What happened to the children at the borders too?
Where did they go?
It's
hundreds of thousands missing.
There was so much nefarious activities behind the illegal people coming in. And I mean, did we already forget the Venezuelan people that were taking apartment complexes and everything? Did we already forget that? What are we going to do about those? Are we going to deport those people, or are we going to just say, hey, you can, all these gangs that took over the apartment complexes, y'all could just stay there.
Take it.
No worries. Yeah.
There's new reports of in Tennessee. They're seeing
that's true.
Venezuelan gangs.
They were busting, apparently.
Yeah.
How is that constitutional to keep? Bro, if anything, it's treason against your own country.
You know, the other cool thing is they don't want to take them into their homes. The people who are all for the against the mass deportation,
yeah,
they won't take them in their homes. There was actually two people who this was a joke video. They were going around and getting people to say, oh, you want to make sure we keep people, don't deport. He's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I support that. He was like, perfect. And he turns and he goes, all right, let him in. And a bus and a bunch of Spanish people. Yeah. They weren't actually illegal immigrants, to my knowledge. A bunch of came off and they start walking. I'm talking like 30.
Was it like a parody?
Yes. And about 30 of them come up to this actual person's house. And the lady was like, oh, no, we have children. He was like, that's great. Frank loves kids. And they're just walking up to the door. She closes the door behind him and locks it. Now, isn't that strange?
Yeah, that's a great example.
You're all for
it,
but you won't take them into your house. Hey, look, if they're good people, they deserve a spot. Open your doors.
I agree. Let's dive into some of Trump's picks real quick. I'm gonna run through all of them, like so far who has been picked, and then we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into a specific ones.
Oh yeah.
So real quick, okay. This is a made-up department, but DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, is going to be jointly run by Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk. For Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Let's see. Human and Health Services, HHS, Robert F. Kennedy. Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. Very ironic. Pete Hegseth for Secretary of Defense, and he's also going to be the head honcho for military reform and everything. He's also a ex-military himself. Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. Kristi Noem for Secretary of Homeland Security. Doug Burgum for Department of Interior, in charge of federal lands and natural resources. And so,
sounds like a good
choice. Mike Waltz for National Security Advisor. Susie Wiles for Chief of Staff. Trump doesn't like women, but he has a woman as his Chief of Staff.
Wow, weird.
Kind of weird.
First ever.
Yeah, first ever. Kind of weird. Huh?
I did the first ever. I put a woman in there.
Right.
I'm the first.
Did Obama do that? Nope.
Oh.
Did Biden do that?
Oh.
Nope. Come on now. Tom Homan as borders are.
Man's cold as ice, baby. He is ice. I'm sorry.
Elise Stefanik for UN ambassador. Mike Huckabee for ambassador to Israel. And John Ratcliffe for director of CIA. This one is rumored, but Kash Patel rumored for head of FBI. And Led Zeppelin for Environmental Protection Agency, EPA.
Stairway to heaven, baby.
Just kidding. Lee Zeppelin. But there's a story behind that. So far, these are the people that have been selected by Trump for the cabinet positions. So there are pros and cons between these picks, honestly. I think there's good choices here, and I think there's bad choices here, in my opinion. But we can all agree maybe Tom Homan is a good choice for Border Czar.
I'm telling you. Border Czar is on point with that one.
I'm also going to kind of like wait and see exactly how he executes his plan.
Yeah, he does seem like he's going to be very cold.
Yeah.
Like ice.
Uh-huh.
No pun intended. But to get the job done, I feel like he might be the one.
I think he might be
He
the
was
one.
the former. Think about it. He was the leader of
Mm-hmm.
ICE, and helping with the border when it was a lot more secure, and it never was perfect. It
Right.
never will be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have to remember that. With everything dealings with the cartel between back and forth, it'll never be 100% solid.
Right.
Maybe if we would have actually built a wall, it would have been. Not to say people still can't come through in the correct form and fashion. That was always set in place.
Mm-hmm.
We're not cutting our border off forever and always to any other country.
Right.
That was never the option. That was never the thought, no matter what people are going to twist words. But I'm just saying, borders are about to... There might be a wall. I'm telling you.
10 toes down type
10
shit.
toes down. Tom is cold as ice, dog. When you tell him something, he's like...
Bro, he made AOC look bad.
He made AOC look stupid.
Extra.
AOC was trying to her damnedest to...
What was the 60-minute interview?
Yeah, I don't even know the lady's name, but the 60-minute interview, she asked one of the same questions that AOC asked.
Yeah.
And she asked, is there a way that you can prevent taking families apart? Which is that does pull on the heartstrings.
Yeah.
But he was she said, is there any way that you can prevent a way from taking families apart, during deportation? He didn't skip a beat. He said, of course. I'll just deport them all.
He said, "Yeah, we can avoid families being separated by deporting them together."
And he didn't skip a beat.
Okay.
The silence was loud. Now, look, one way or another, however you feel about that, that's cold.
Here's the thing.
That's cold.
I think the amount of actual families coming through is not as many as people might think, as there are individuals that have poured in.
There are a lot. Yeah, there are definitely a lot of individuals, and obviously they have the issue of
straight backpackers, dog.
Yeah, and for people coming over on vacation while pregnant, and then just having the child, and they're like, oh well, it's now a U.S. citizen, and then there's a lot of loopholes that people they're trying to now reel back on. But I wanted to
Lee Zetlin.
let me explain that one. Let me explain Lee Zetlin. There was an individual, and I do not know if this was actually a joke, but they thought it was the band Led Zeppelin and said that they now would never listen to their music again. This is on Twitter or something like that. So it could have 100% been. They're like, I hate you, Lee Zetlin. I'm never listening to Stairway Heaven again. I can't believe you did this. And I was like, what? This has to be fake. This has to be fake. There's no way. Plus, Led Zeppelin is a band, not an individual. There's no one in the band named
Lee Zetlin.
Led Zeppelin. I was trying to think of what the actual band was. I'm getting confused myself. I'm losing brain cells. But I thought that was kind of funny how somebody thought that. I guess I don't know. You never know in this day and age with the meltdowns we've had. Who knows? But I want to go to the Human and Health Services.
Yeah,
my man. Don't you dare touch that acetone. We're doing shoulders today. We're turning American shoulders into American boulders. Dude, he is actually jacked, bro. And, I just wanted to...
Oh, my God.
I want to point out a couple of things.
Robert F. Kennedy.
That some of the...
Kev, you had to do it, huh?
He's got to.
Okay,
We're going to get a side-by-side comparison of your previous to your current. And this is the one thing...
HHS. Yeah.
The heads of HHS... Think about it. The better thing is to always put somebody who understands that situation as a cabinet for it. And he's done that in a couple of these.
Yes.
The borders are. He knows what he's doing. He's not appointing anybody.
Yep.
HHS. He knows what he's doing. Yeah. He's not just anybody.
Robert F. Kennedy has been...
And also even the... Who was it? The... Pete Hegseth.
Pete Hegseth, yeah.
You're putting people who are knowledgeable.
Military understands the importance of how to run military, who should be in the military and all that shit. Yeah,
exactly.
I understand. Some of them might be. So, like I said earlier, there's pros and cons with each of these.
Right. Nobody's
people,
perfect for
and
every
then
point.
Yeah. So So take it for whatever it is, and it's honestly going to be a wait and see type of game as well. But some of these people that Trump has appointed is good for the cabinet and for the country. But some of them are controversial.
Right.
I'll just say that.
That's a good picture. Go ahead, put that one up real quick.
Let's put this up really quick.
So this is your former HHS cabinet member under the Biden administration.
Rachel Levine.
Doesn't look very healthy.
Nope.
I'm going to be honest with you. Around the same age of as RFK maybe. Or
honestly, that's not even a good picture. Go down. Go down.
That's a good picture to represent.
No, go down. There's a better picture. Go down. Oh, that's
I mean that doesn't look unhealthy, but I'm just saying, dude. Let's just pull up RFK. I'm tired of this one. I'm tired of this. Look at my man here.
Look
at
man
this guy.
is straight jacked, bro.
He looks healthy.
How old is this guy? I forgot, man.
He's like 58, I think.
Something. He's in his late 50s, I believe.
Or older, maybe. But
I don't know.
I don't care how he sounds when he talks. My man knows.
Well, he had so for people that might not know what's wrong with Robert F. Kennedy's voice, it's because he had he
had parasite in his brain. He's 70.
He had an injury. It's due to an injury.
Oh, that was because of the worms he had in the brain.
No, it's due to he explained in a podcast. He said it's due to an injury and he's recovering from it. They just told him like it's gonna take a long time. But what helps with it is going to be him continuing to speak so he can get his speech back.
How old is the other cabinet member?
How old is this guy? You said 70?
70.
70, and he looks that, bro. I don't even look that good.
I'm telling you, he looks better than me. I mean, under his cabinetry, I will be tip top, baby.
You go.
I'm gonna be better than anybody has ever seen. Acetone and Red 40 will no longer be a problem.
Man, I swear you.
Today we're doing shoulders. American shoulders to American boulders.
Rachel Levine, 67.
67.
Oh shit.
And
man.
that's 70.
All
Dude
right.
is absolute jacked.
Yeah, I think this was definitely a good choice.
You know what I'm saying?
But going back to the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. So
Big
Vivek
controversy.
Ramaswamy, Vivek Ramaswamy announced, because he's running it jointly with Elon Musk. So they both, but Vivek Ramaswamy announced, I think it was today, and today's date is what, like it's the 18th?
Yeah.
Yeah. So by the time you guys will see this episode, it will be a couple days from now or a few days. But he announced today that he's going to get rid of 4 million government employees because he said the workforce of the government is over bloated. And, well, they could better utilize their skills somewhere else and not in the government to be more productive members of society.
Put the fries in the bag. put the fries in the bag.
The line's been too long for too many days.
I'm
Put the
telling
fries
you.
in the bag.
I'm telling you,
Get
bro.
rid of the kiosk. Put the fries
But
in the bag. I don't want to talk to an AI at Taco Bell.
have you seen that?
Yeah.
It got my order pretty well, bro. Like I went there one time and I was like, all right, let's see this drive-through. What this drive-through is about.
You
The
just
AI
tell it you want 16 cups of water.
Bro, it got the order like even down to the exact number of sauces. They got it right.
Just tell if you don't want to do it, your tip note, quick tip. Tell it you want an obscene amount of waters and it'll just get somebody else. I want 300 water cups, please. And then
Is that the trick?
how can I help you? Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, let me get a cheesy gordita crunch and some chinny twists and
Stop. You know I'm fasting. Stop it.
Yeah, my bad. Cheesy gordita crunch.
Anyways,
Taco Bumbo.
I am super hungry right now. God. All right. So, anyways,
Side notes.
this guy is also a little bit of there's some controversy behind this guy too, Marco Rubio. Honestly, I don't know why Trump picked him. Maybe there was some amendments between them or past. They hashed things out between them because this guy has been a very this guy has been talking shit behind Trump a lot. And past rallies and everything, past
He's following the
presidency.
money.
I mean,
That's all Mark doing.
probably because
He's
this
trying
guy
to catch a bag.
has always criticized Trump. So I'm not sure what they talked about or what they discussed and how those conversations went, because Trump changed his mind and now he's the Secretary of State. How? This guy has been criticizing Trump left and right, calling him like the little hand man and shit like that. I was like, come on, man. Yeah, there's videos of this dude talking mad shit about Trump. And then now
sitting in
he's
the Oval
Secretary of
Office
State.
with Trump. I'm sorry, sir. Your hands are normal sized. I take back what I said. Yes,
No,
you are Daddy Trump. Yeah. We can go that. Yep.
Oh, so the next one, a little bit of irony here. Tulsi Gabbard for Director of National Intelligence.
Yeah.
Weird because they put Tulsi Gabbard in the Quiet Skies list, and now she's the head of overseeing all the intelligence. She's the head of over 20 national intelligence agencies now.
But to be digging through
But
that.
hold on. Why the hell do we even have over 20 intelligence agencies in the first place?
I mean,
That's a lot.
You got to break it up.
That's a lot. What are they doing?
Got to keep them separated.
Hold on. If we have over 20 national intelligence agencies, how did they all manage to not catch any of these so-called backpackers and, terrorists and whatnot that cross the border?
Vacation?
Dog.
I don't know.
How did they fail on that?
They don't work on weekends. All the backpackers came on a Saturday.
I'm just saying, man.
They all planned it.
Questions need to be answered. Questions need to be asked. Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. That one, I think it's great. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's good. I think he's gonna do great things. I think he's gonna drain the swamp for the corruption in the Justice Department.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure. This guy has been criticizing the Justice Department a lot, and the Democrats did not like this guy one bit. And now he's gonna be the head honcho of all of them. Oh. We'll see. But yeah, so the rest of them, you guys can look into it. Like we said before, I think pros and cons with everything, with all of these choices. But some of the things that so far Trump has, as a result of Trump becoming president, president-elect.
And let's
Yeah.
think about that for a second.
Yeah.
He has done nothing but been presence. And these things have changed, which you're going to explain. So I want everyone to think about that for a second. He has not done anything. His presence in office has done this.
He has not signed no goddamn executive order
I just
or
want
nothing.
this to be
He has not taken office yet.
processed in your mind before it. But go ahead.
So first and foremost, the EU says it wants to buy American natural gas to avoid Trump's tariffs. Putin has said he will sell Russian oil in US dollars. Wow. Turn of events. Zelensky held a private phone call with Trump and Elon Musk. I don't know what that was about, but probably going to tell him, time to end the war, buddy. Time to end the war. No
Wrap
more
it
money.
up.
No more money. Mexico, there's a typo here. Sorry. Mexico had a migrant caravan headed for America turned around. So Mexico is now doing more to stop illegal immigrants from entering America. New York is working to clean up its migrant crisis. Wow.
I mean, we're just boom,
Boom. One after
boom.
the other. China calls for a peaceful coexistence. Trump is calling for term limits for Congress members.
My man don't miss.
And stock markets go up. Crypto market hits all-time high, and also gold and silver go down, and that is because the people now have more confidence in the economy.
Yeah. That's a big part that people need to understand. With the price of gold and silver going down, does not devalue it, right? It will still always carry weight,
Yep.
worth in gold, like the saying.
Yeah, Kev
But-
can speak on that. Yeah.
Exactly. Kev's a good guy to talk about that. But I'm sure he'll say the same. That while this goes down, people feel more secure because gold is that standard that people feel like they need to hold on to because it is like
It's the safe asset.
it's the safe asset. Thank you. And so when its price comes down, people feel safe. Crypto's going nuts. Absolutely wild. Now that we're no longer going to have the what do they call the unknown proceeds or whatever it's called?
I'm not sure about
Unrealized
that.
gains.
Unrealized gains.
We're not going to have that anymore.
Yep.
People started. Let's get back into it.
You talk about the unrealized gains tax?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, no.
it's no longer going to be a thing. Kamala wanted to do that.
Yep.
It's no longer. That would have hurt so many people.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, look at
All
and
of
again,
these things, and
he
he hasn't even taken office yet.
Not
He
even.
he hasn't signed one executive order. Nothing. I mean, no bills passed from him. Nothing just yet. And we got all of these positive chain reaction things happening in the country and abroad. I mean,
I think it speaks for itself. Yeah.
I think we're on a positive trend of things turning around for the better for the country.
I think it's going to be a slow start.
It is going to be a slow start, and honestly, here's the thing: like I am going to. It's a wait and see type of game.
Agreed.
It's one thing when people say what they're gonna do, and then it's another thing when they actually do it. So actions speak louder than words.
True.
So
Very
these
true.
things that have been said, I would like to see how they actually
Come to
will do it.
fruition.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
to fruition.
Need to
So-
see that.
Let's see. But in light of all of this, right? The stock market going up and crypto and gold and silver and
Yeah, this next one.
more confidence in the economy and people feeling a little more safe.
Yep. Go ahead.
The Pentagon failed its 7th annual audit in a row, unable to account for its, get this number, $824 billion budget.
Dog.
Meanwhile, the IRS warned Americans that they must report payments over $600 on Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and Zelle starting 2025.
What? How do you have the audacity to say you can't find more than half, 3 times the amount of the country's average income?
You know the 4 million that is Vivek Ramaswamy's projecting to cut the 4 million employees from the
I
government.
hope all
that
of it's the
Vivek-
IRS.
All I'm saying is, if he does not get rid of the IRS for this shit, bruh, he will be doing a disservice to the American people.
This doesn't make any
The
sense.
IRS is literally a scam artist company or department that's sitting there and ripping people off. That's what it seems like to me.
It's so bad. And when you think like, oh, the 7th, at least it's not this isn't the highest amount. The last time under the last annual by the Biden administration, I believe, was the highest at the time, and luckily no buildings fell that time. So
What?
what?
You're out here just hitting them with the low belows, huh?
I'm just saying, dog. Last time, we had a big budget loss. For some reason, a couple buildings were hit
Right.
for no good reason, and we found oil in another country. Kind of weird circumstances, how all of that happened.
Lots of dancing too.
Yeah, lots of dancing
There
on,
was some- there was a
on
couple
buildings
of
across
dancing.
those two twin towers. Huh?
There
Lots
was.
of dancing.
A lot of weird.
Crazy.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Let's turn tide before the AI starts catching on.
Right.
I think we need to adjust things here. To
buddy. In light of all of this, again, right? Trump becoming president, bro. The women, the shaved heads. Can we talk about that for a second?
Let's do it. Let's break into that. You know what? This is the part of the episode where we are going to rip a new one into people who thought their 4B movement was a move. And let me tell you something right now. The
Let me see
people
if I can
doing the
find it.
4B movement have never need to worry about having a man. I'm just going to say it. There it is. If you were part of the 4B movement and you were out there shaving your head, listen, nobody was looking your direction regardless. All right? You ain't doing nothing but just you're putting the flag where we already had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So get this, okay? So the 4 things that women are now announcing that they will not do for the next 4 years as Trump is president: no marrying men, no children with men, no dating men, no sex with men. Dog.
All of the women who are gonna 100% follow this, like I said, and I just repeat it, you was never a problem to begin with. You was on nobody's radar. I'm sorry. Listen, pack it up.
We should be saying thank you.
Honestly,
There'll be less abortions.
I mean, there'll be less problems.
Less problems. 99 problem, but that ain't one.
Not a single. I don't. Tinder will not be affected. I don't know what to tell you. The
What's
bars
ironic is that abortion was one of the big voting points.
Mm-hmm.
But like by doing this, there's gonna be less. So it's
True.
like it's like thank you.
Yeah, it worked
True.
out.
True.
Dude, there's so many women who are going on social media in light of all of it, like the opposing side, and be like, "You telling me these crazy women are gonna shave their head, not date, and not even talk to me? That's more for me. Thank you. It's like a reward. It's like a treat. It's like
Were you naughty or were you nice?
it's just so simple, of like a, oh, it's not a problem anymore. They just move out of the way. Like I said, dude, they're the ones that are doing like those cringy TikToks.
Yeah.
The
bro.
ones the we roll the night, we're wolves. Oh. The one where they had the big paw print on. That's the one. They went early. They already shaved their head. Dude, listen. If that's what you want to do, honesty, do whatever you want. I'm just saying, you ain't hurting nobody.
You ain't hurting nobody. No.
You ain't helping
It's not-
nobody.
nobody.
Actually,
nobody
you are helping. You helping everybody. Because like when you just see the shape, they'd be like, damn. Yeah, that was one.
easily identifiable.
Easily, thank you. Golly, thank you.
Now you know who to avoid.
Shaved
So-
head? Gotcha. I already
Next.
know.
Oop.
Next.
Change direction. 180.
gosh.
Are you kidding me right now?
I was maybe go get a phone call from
A phone call in the middle of the.
I don't even know where that place is. What does that say?
You got a spam call in the middle of the episode.
Clinchachoco? I don't even think that's a city. I don't think
Clinch
that's
a what?
Clinchachoco.
Never mind. I don't even want to know.
Moving on.
X. Right. Moving on. Do you see the number of people that are leaving the X platform? Bunch of celebrities. Dwayne Wade's wife or partner, whatever you want to call her, she announced that she's leaving. Gabriel Union. There's a few other people. They're just like legit putting out little like farewell statements on X. It saddens me to announce my departure from X, to leave my blah 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 number of followers, blah blah. But it has to be done. I do not support this platform anymore. Blah blah. All this shit, dog.
You know the only thing you got to tell them?
Go.
Exactly. You got to tell them, listen, they ain't the airport. You don't have to announce your departure. Get the fuck out. Get out. We don't care. It's... what does it matter? It's like a social media platform. Like, don't sadden this. Just leave.
No one gives a shit, bro. No, most likely, people on there won't even. Well, they weren't even probably paying attention to their posts or whatever. Who gives a shit? Gabriel Union, when were you relevant?
We'll find you on Instagram. We'll find you on Facebook. We're gonna find you on TikTok. You're not gonna go anywhere.
No.
Calm down. You got off one platform just to.
Same situation. A lot of people are filing for passports and shit, or applications for passports, so that they could leave the country.
They ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna tell you right now,
Dude, it was like some like over 100 million of passports applications that were submitted or some shit like that.
where are they gonna go?
It was crazy. It was a crazy number. And it was like,
I'd like to know. I'd like to sit down with
Where?
all these people. Like, where are you gonna go?
true. Honestly, I think people should go to a different country and get a taste
Yeah.
of what other countries are like. And
Yep.
then maybe they'll start appreciating here. They'll start appreciating America.
Send them right to Russia.
Why don't you go to Ukraine? Y'all supporting them?
Hey.
Why don't you go to Ukraine?
Rebuild it, baby. Go rebuild it. Build it back better. In 10 years, we'll
Build
see
Back Better.
the whole economy turned upside down, completely crashed. They don't even know why. What happened?
I'm telling you, bro.
For some reason, kindness and love just couldn't pay the bills.
I guess, or joy. I don't know. But let's pivot over to a little bit of concerning news that came out, and I don't know if you saw this. So apparently, the Democrats have not thrown in the towel, and they have not given up. They are actually opposing everything that Trump has been doing so far
No surprise.
with his appointees of specific people into the cabinet and whatnot. I have a video for you to watch.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about it. How about
Sure.
that?
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
So play this video, Kev, and let me know when it's up.
Organize the justice system
All right.
against his political opponents with Matt Gaetz at the helm. We could see incoming Senator Adam Schiff as our shadow attorney general, arguing against replacing our independent prosecutors with Trump loyalists. If Trump seeks to eliminate the Department of Education, Congresswoman Johanna Hayes, a former Teacher of the Year, could step up as shadow education secretary to loudly defend public education in the United States. If Trump orders Marco Rubio to hand Ukraine and much of Eastern Europe to Russian President Vladimir Putin, Congressman Greg Meeks, as Shadow Secretary of State, could be a strong voice in support of maintaining international relationships and protecting democracy at home and abroad. Senator Michael Bennet as Shadow Treasury Secretary, and Congresswoman Susan DelBene as Shadow Commerce Secretary could help ensure the middle class and small businesses have a voice in government and call out Trump's proposed tax cuts for billionaires and corporations. As Shadow Defense Secretary, Congressman Adam Smith, a great representative for the people of Washington and not a Fox News host, could counter Trump's threat to use military force against his political opponents and work to ensure that the Department of Defense stays loyal to the Constitution and not some wannabe dictator. And Senator Tammy Duckworth could argue against cuts to the Department of Veterans Affairs that would delay the benefits and care our service members have so rightly earned. If Trump hands over the EPA to big oil ally Lee Zeldin, we could see Congresswoman Kathy Castor pushing back for environmental protection and conservation to protect the air we breathe and the water we drink. And if Trump pushes to ban abortion nationwide, Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro could step in as Shadow Secretary of Health and Human Services to defend women's right to choose and argue against the gutting of Medicare by Trump and his cronies. Mr. Speaker, new times require new solutions. The Shadow Cabinet isn't just about opposing extreme MAGA attacks on our government. It's also about making clear what we stand for, not just...
That about sums it up.
Let me break that down a little bit. He talked about how great of a cut they're going to have to veteran affairs. First and foremost, let me explain. They have spent $66 billion on illegal, non-documented immigrants under that cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much they spent on veterans? Three. So they're going to sit there and talk about how they're going to give the veterans a voice when they spent over 10 times the amount on illegal immigration than they did veterans.
The blatant hypocrisy, bro. The audacity. Want to talk about the EPA? How to protect clean air and clean water? What the fuck is what?
What have you been doing?
What the hell have you been doing? There's fluoride in the water. Have you been protecting that? Fucking. What about the air? What about the chemtrails and all this shit?
This is the thing. Like this, they've been in cabinet for 4 years, and you can just clearly see that what they've been doing is not working.
Talking about the whole middle class families to protect and middle class families, middle class businesses,
struggling.
and all this shit. Yeah. What have you been doing?
We're struggling out
We're
here.
struggling more than ever. And small businesses, middle class families, bro, they're seeing the effects the most. And they have been doing absolutely nothing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Since COVID, they have done nothing. It all got decimated during COVID, and then since then they have just been capitalizing on that to make it even harder for people to bounce back from that, especially for the middle class families and the small businesses.
And not to mention the amount of people that completely took advantage of the aid they gave during COVID that didn't actually have a business and just raked in all this money and just got away with it. It sounded really good how he said everything, but unless you actually knew what was happening in the last 4 years, it's not good.
First of all, before we even talk about like the amount of things that he stated, right, that they will do to protect this, to protect democracy, to this and that, right? What the hell is a shadow government? What the hell is a shadow cabinet?
That sounds so treasonous. It doesn't even make sense,
bro. Imagine this. Imagine if the Biden administration, imagine if Kamala Harris actually won, right? Imagine if the Republicans came out there and they did the exact same thing, and they were like,
people would lose
we
it,
have
bro.
we have the shadow government doing this, blah blah blah, to oppose Kamala Harris's cabinet picks, this and that, blah blah. Imagine they would. I wouldn't put it
domestic
past them.
terrorists,
and I wouldn't put it past them to arrest all of them as soon as they made this announcement. Send the police.
You know, the other thing, think about it. You know, even to more, I called him childish earlier. This just stands on that. They're standing on childish business at this point. Because now, but when Biden was appointed, the Republicans, everyone's going to say, oh, January 6th. If you know, that was a complete nutter. But we didn't do all this. It was over. It was done. We moved on.
They're not done, honestly.
And this is just crazy to show that they're doing this at this level.
So now they're legit gonna oppose everything, and every person in every major department in the government, because they have their own government now. So what? The Democrats have their own government now?
What happened to just go vote?
Right.
What happened to the power of the vote?
Well,
Where is this coming from?
I don't know.
Nobody voted for a shadow government.
Nobody voted for that. No.
So what happens in the next 4 years? Now, if Democrats come in, we're going to make a shadow government to oppose the government. What's the point? This just spits in the face of all the people who voted.
Agreed.
It doesn't make sense. Like this is not what we voted.
By doing this shit, by announcing this whole shadow cabinet, shadow government thing, they're spitting in the face of all of those voters. They're basically saying all of you people that voted, your votes mean absolutely nothing, because we can create a government and we can run a government however we choose by our own selections. We don't need your damn vote. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. What was the point of voting? It just doesn't make any sense. It just undercuts everything. And so then next year round, what's going to happen? It's just a game. So it's no longer turning into this democracy, this democratic system. No. Now it just seems so childish. It just seems so, well, I don't like what you did, so I'm going to do the opposite. Get over it.
It really does seem that way.
Hunker down. Put your fucking pants on. We got work Monday morning. You hear me? Like this.
8 a.m. Report to work.
Get to work. Like
we got better shit to do. We gotta get the country back in order.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You are holding up progress. Sit down, have a seat, get you some snacks. We're gonna play some music and some cookies for you later. All right. You are making a absolute mess.
Milk and cookies. Oh my god, man. Honestly, to be like, if this does not spell treason, I don't know what does. This is straight up treason.
If you're anyway support of this, those are the people that need to get a passport.
Right.
If you're like, yeah, we should do, go get yourself a passport. Apply for that. Sell your house. There's plenty of other people that would love to buy your house, I'm sure.
Right.
So feel free. Leave. Find home in France, Germany, Italy. I hear Scotland's great this time of year.
Anywhere.
Iceland.
And then you'll see that, no, this country really was better.
It's great.
And we
I'm not going to say some places in Europe are actually really good. You know?
Sure.
But
yeah. But
there's a reason everyone comes here.
True. Yeah, honestly.
Think about it. If
People
there was another country that was as great as this one, everyone
Bro,
would be going.
people take U.S. for granted so damn much.
They do. I ain't gonna say we in a hot mess,
We're
because we
not.
are.
Yeah, I mean, we are, but it's as a result of these corrupt ass people that's sitting over there
So true.
making rules and making policies for the common Americans, for everybody, countrywide. That is not what they wanted. That's not what they voted for.
Mm-hmm.
They're, anyways, let's pivot to this last point. This shit, bro, it's one thing after another,
Yeah, this last point is
and I'm gonna leave it at this.
an absolute sucker punch.
Mm-hmm. So, this also just came out. Today's the 18th. Yeah. So by the time you guys see this, it will be a few days. According to sources from Associated Press, the AP, Biden has just authorized Ukraine to use U.S. long-range missiles to strike deep into Russia.
Right before he's leaving, he decides to potentially put a pivotal point on war with Russia
Yeah.
and Korea, Northern Korea. who
Yeah,
are
because
sending
Northern
troops.
Korean troops are
On
over
the
there
ground.
right now fighting. Yeah.
And like, I just can't see how people are like, yeah, I support this guy. Because 90% of the people who are in support or have wanted Kamala to win would never step foot on the ground with boots on.
Absolutely not.
Never would they ever. And
They're just trying to make things worse. Before they
100%,
leave.
this is going to make things worse.
Yeah, before they leave. What happened to we recognize Trump's win, and we will make sure that we have a smooth transition.
Wild.
What happened to that?
That's what I'm saying. This is a horrible way to leave a office. I just hope maybe in some way Trump can, have communications with these affairs and just be like, listen, dude,
Trump.
do not. And if you do, and I step in that office, boy, I'm gonna tell you what, they're gonna change how the map looks here in a minute.
Abdul, you take a look at that picture of that house.
You want that house to disappear? You better stop it. I'm listening. They're gonna change how the globe looks. The next globe that comes out in 2025 gonna look a little different. You keep playing games.
It might actually turn flat.
I'm telling you.
Oh, here we go.
I'm talking. It ain't gonna be a country.
Flat Earthers gonna be. They're gonna rejoice. See, I told you.
I'm talking scorched earth.
Let's
I'm gonna
hope
need
not.
you to
Let's
take a
hope
step
not,
back
man.
and fuck your own face.
Let's hope not. I really hope that Trump still has some sort of power, even though he's not taken office yet, that he can stop or deter.
An actual strike to happen.
Yeah, an actual strike, an actual decision. I hope he has the power to like overturn things like this right now, but I'm not sure because he's not. He's just the president-elect. He hasn't taken office yet. So if whatever Biden decides, they're gonna go through with it, and
True.
who knows? So,
But he is the president-elect, and if he makes a phone call and he says, "Listen, if you do this, this is what the future you will have with the U.S." He 100% has that ability. Whether he can actually carry that weight or not, I mean, in all honesty, I want nothing to happen on a mass scale. It's
Right.
already been too bad
Nobody-
as it is.
Yeah.
But Ukraine has not given us any more of a reason to continue what's going on, and things need to come to a stop.
Yep, I
we've
agree.
we've given enough money to rebuild their economy twice over, and we've literally, I don't know what they're doing with it, but irregardless,
We know what they're doing with it.
they're
But
sending out missiles left and right and center, and
Yeah.
I feel like he should be like, listen, you keep it up, and you could be high and dry here in about 6 months.
Right. Forget about 6 months. He told them before I become president, shit's gonna be done. So let's hope. Let's hope Biden doesn't do anything more drastic than this shit.
Give Biden an ice cream cone and send that motherfucker to home.
Send that motherfucker to bed, bro.
Dude, put him in. Sleepy Joe is done. It's Jova.
Who, honestly, bro, I don't even. What?
It's Jova.
You making up shit now?
No, actually, another YouTuber I watch, he says that.
Yeah.
It's Jova. It's pretty funny. His name's Soup.
From now until January 20th, when Trump gets sworn in, there's a lot of time still.
a lot.
And who knows what else. I mean, they're already coming out with a whole ass government of their own to oppose Trump's picks and everything. They have Biden over here making some
Rash
crazy,
decisions.
some rash ass decisions. I don't know what's gonna happen. Things might even get worse by the time Trump takes office. Who knows? That whole Simpsons prediction of Kamala might come true.
Don't say it.
Who
Don't say
knows?
it. Don't say it.
But it's a wait and see type of game, and we'll see what happens. But that was just the last point that I wanted to make. And you know what? God bless us all. Let's pray that things calm down.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. We'd like to have a good Christmas and Hanukkah.
Right?
Should I say Hanukkah?
No.
Let's just leave it at Christmas.
Christmas. Good one.
Americans, okay? We're
Americans.
Americans. Let's leave it at Christmas.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
All right, guys. We'll end it here today. So if you guys got any value from the content that we shared, please like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Go over to our Spotify channel. Follow us for a great commute listen. And we will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.